I was born with a compound curvature of the spine. By the time I was 6, I was already having spine surgeries. By the time I was 16, I was full of rods and clamps and wires and screws, and I walked like this. I spent most of my life there, in body casts and braces, hurting every moment of every day while I worked, because I was born to a working class man that had nothing, which meant I had to sell my body, or my mind. So I sold my body while I could. I pumped gas, I worked in fields, I worked myself through college. I got an engineering degree so that I could sell my mind. I sold my mind to the highest bidder, and I went straight to the top. Number 1 in the country. You know what it's like to be a mind like that, trapped inside this body that I can't sell? Oh, you're saying you're standing there just fine now. It took me 15 years of crawling in the snow on my hands and knees to get standing again. Standing. Do you take standing for granted? What if you would like to go and get a drink of water, hey? Well, what you'll find out is if you can't get there, get it yourself. That's right. You're gonna die. If you can't sell your body and you are left in this world with nothing, you're gonna die. Doing a mind won't be good enough because you gotta get the mind to there. And the mind can't be distracted by all the pain. It's not gonna work. So unlike the rest of you that were born slaves to people with nothing, I can't sell my body. I'll die. I've already been there. I've died and come back. Look what I made. Look what I made from a hunchback. None of you wanted anything to do with them. You left them by the side of the road to die. Zero respect for any of you. Zero. And now I'm gonna play a little rock and roll. Probably won't even be good, and I don't care, because it really don't matter. You can see that I live alone. My entire life is loneliness. You know how many girls grow up wanting to date hunchbacks? I was charged with the hunchback's care because his father had nothing to give. I worked the son of a bitch into the dirt because it was that if he wanted to live. It's been 10 years since he fell almost dead while the world watched me nurse him back to health. I'm what the hunchback's got left. I nursed him back by myself. They all sold him dreams, but for the one that was true, he was told that the honest all worked. Working class dreams in another lunchbox didn't do much for the hunchback's hurt. Well, now I stand over the hunchback, yeah. I'm what you meet at his door. I once let him believe all the lies, but that shit don't fly anymore. I was charged with the hunchback's care because his father had nothing to give. I worked the son of a bitch into the dirt. It was that if he wanted to live. Every day that you're not disabled, that you don't have to wear a hockey helmet, that you don't have to piss into a bag, that you don't have to crawl to get something to eat. You better appreciate that day. Every single little moment of that day. is a treasure. No, I'm not gonna stop. I will not stop. I was born a slave, like the rest of ya. It was normalized to make you think that it was normal to be a slave and have to sell yourself. Stop making babies for the rich to exploit. Do you understand? Just because you weren't born disabled. Just because you weren't born disabled. Just because you were not born disabled. Stop starving them. Stop freezing them. Stop killing them. Stop killing the disabled. Stop it. Just stop killing the disabled. But we give them money. You don't give them enough for rent, let alone food. They die on the streets and you all mock them. Oh, they're drug addicts. They're the disabled. You sons of bitches. You goddamn evil sons of bitches. Is that what you want to hear? You want to hear that? How about that, Lord? Do you think that'll work? You sons of bitches. Born in those good bodies and you let them get all fat. You can't even walk around the goddamn block. Why? Because you're too busy selling yourself. Hey? Because you're too busy selling yourself for something that wasn't even your fault. It wasn't your fault, honey. Your parents were slaves, like their parents and their parents before them. Stop making babies for the rich!